I'm Alexander Lancaster here with Cat Kalo. I'm sorry, I messed that up sometimes.
Again,
Kalo, Bat-Or
action.
Kalo, a rock and roll blues musician, singer, songwriter, and has been kicking some butt over the years. But I got to go right to it. Like been a crazy year with politics and the virus and all this stuff. How are you coping? How are you doing?
Well, to be honest, as I tried to be always, today and yesterday, not so good. You
Yeah,
lose track. You lose track of purpose really quick when all that's just standing. It's like
yeah.
standing in the middle of the sea, and the sea does not have any waves or no wind.
Oh, I totally
So
understand.
yeah, but ups and downs. But I think as an artist, as musicians, we all experiencing that more than a lot of people that are working, the 9 to 5 deal.
Yeah, and it's true. A lot of the 95, some of them are what they call now essential workers. But the artists seem like, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of problems we have in this world. Even, what's going on now, it's a time to create. It's a time that you can like really, be sensitive about everything. And you're a writer who writes from sensitivity. You like to keep sensitivity in this world. Have you been able to get any writing done or any new songs
Yeah,
going on this
I'm
year?
trying to release every month a song,
Hmm.
you know. I sure release it on Facebook,
Well, I
you know.
follow you and I definitely get to see that stuff. I don't mean to act like I
So
didn't
why
see
are
it.
you asking like you
I
don't
know, but I want
know?
other people to know. That's what I do. I want other people to know. That's what we're doing right here, spreading the word. I love to share the knowledge that I have. Like the video you posted yesterday. I mean, I literally have had conversations about that video. That is a beautiful
What video?
video.
Oh, that video, ah,
What's it called? It's Bob Marley's
uh, I wanna love you. What
yeah.
is love? No,
What
is
is
this love?
love?
Is this love?
Not only did you nail the song and made it sound all you, which was so cool, but the video was so artistic. The black and white, the chair, the texture in the carpet, the room. It reminded me of Robert Johnson sitting in the corner, like on his very first recording, but with the Bob Marley chill. And I loved it. And there
Come
was some
on,
cool
Bob
stuff.
Marley. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're like doing these kind, still going. And is that has that been your outlet for being you? Is being able to record online and share that?
I mean, it was, I'm working, kind of say working, it's a very understatement, but I was working with this production in Blue House Media Studio in Tulsa, and at the end of the day, when everybody left, there was one light left on, and I was so tired, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna put there a chair and see what happened. I just felt like playing.
Yeah.
And
So that just kind of came about, huh?
right, there's no planning. I know a lot of people plan it, and
Wow, that's even cooler.
usually if I plan it, it's like I'm getting disappointed a lot.
But going with the flow, that's your style then, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I know. I think spontaneous. How do you say that word? Spontaneous.
Spontaneous, yeah.
Spontaneous is my better strength. I think so. This is why it's hard sometimes for friends, musicians on stage with me, because on the go, I'll change my stripes and they're going to have to trust it. It's like, think about it, just taking a strong right or then a strong left, and the whole
Yes.
crew just like
Yes.
left and right. So everybody's shaking. So, but it's okay. I need to have people that like the sports of it, of
Right, no
the,
doubt.
yeah, not everybody like that. A
That's
lot of
true.
people feel portrayed on stage.
There are people that there I definitely have learned that through the years. There's people with a lot of talent, but there's not every one of those people that have talent have the ability to endure what comes with that talent, or that gift.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
But
most
you're
definitely.
working hard. You're doing it, man. You keep on going, and I appreciate that. I love your music. I love seeing, like, really, seeing that video yesterday is when I first seen it, and I was just like, wow, this is just like so much art. I love it. I love the scenery. I love the visual of it all. And then even the end where you're like kind of added a little bit, like,
Walking into
this
the
is
yeah, walking
spontaneous.
to my phone.
Yeah, it was. It really put the spontaneous vibe to it, and that was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, what else you been up to?
What else?
Yeah.
Um, Trying to meet new artists that sit right now on this island we all stuck on. Nobody's touring. You can't really go anywhere.
You're covering
Uh,
your mic a little bit.
oh, I am?
Yeah,
No,
just a little
I'm
bit.
not. The mic is here actually.
Oh, wow. It was still in your
Ta-da!
voice.
Okay.
You sound good now.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that
sorry.
is that better?
Yeah, wait, yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I guess I'm just trying to find ways to be creative, and sometimes I reach points, that I'm sucking the air out of myself, and uh, but I'm trying to meet local artists that I never knew before in Tulsa, and just kind of co-write and co-doing stuff, just give my palette a better sense. I'm not very good in sharing.
Yeah, okay. I hear you.
I'm very, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, think about somebody comes in and with another brush and paints with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you're a little dictator on that
Yeah, I don't mind
canvas.
taking turns. I just don't want them to be painting right on top of where I'm painting. Yeah, I get you. I totally understand that one.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, a lot of this, and um, not very much. Um, what did I want to? And a few things in there. Something sometimes coming along, like to sing behind a commercial, or whatever. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just whatever, and it was always
Whatever
kind of
helps, yeah.
whatever. But since I get to hang out on the same fountain, in the same area for such a long time,
Yeah.
I discover other things. There's always something to learn, and I think sometimes our brain is what trap us,
Yeah.
as artists, and it's just like sometimes I'm just going in circles. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
and
totally.
and it's not the truth, it's just
It's more of a spiral up.
exactly, we just need to, I think, to let go. But that's what I'm up to, and that's what I'm doing, and just trying to, how do you call it? We do it every day, I think, all the
Cope,
time.
endure, cope. I don't
Yeah,
know.
trying to be alive as much as we
Yeah.
can, because this is why we showed up here. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like it all the time, but it's
Yeah,
good.
no. I'm with you, and I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of artists that I know, we all go through the times where it's just like everything is fucked. We don't want to feel like that. We don't want other people to perceive us like that. But sometimes we're just like, what in the fuck is going on? And I shouldn't be cussing. I have to bleep that out. But basically, that's exactly the language that I feel is what
Yeah.
the heck is going on. And
Yeah, and you feel it from the universe sometimes, people, whatever you want to believe in, I don't care, but there's a bigger creative force among us, which I believe so, because there's so much beauty here with so much evil too. But the other
exactly.
day I was sitting in the studio getting ready for the session, and I go out to my van, and somebody throw 2 eggs on my van. You
What?
know, yeah, I know. And I felt like the whole day felt
What?
like the world is pushing me away. It's like, I started crying.
Oh my God, no, no, I mean, I definitely have had some weird stuff like that happen with me, so I mean, I really, I know that sometimes people
We
are
make the
fucking
connections
mean.
really, yeah, right? That's a
Mean.
no. That's a bully no to tell you, fuck
Yeah, I
you, get
know.
out of here. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, asshole.
Yeah,
Sorry, here,
but
I cuss too. You're gonna have
at the same time, we are going to stand our ground too. I mean, I think that would be the song I'd want to lead out with this interview with is "Standing." That song, you know, I requested it at the beginning of this whole pandemic. A lot of musicians were doing stuff from home. You were one of them that I watched, and you would get on there very frequently and have people request songs even and just play and just have fun with it. And I remember I requested "Standing" because it reminded me of this time that we're at right now where
really.
we're kind of standing in on the front line of some bullshit that's happening. And I think that, you know, it was kind of this inspiration that and it's an older song of yours. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
you did this one a few years
I
ago,
wrote it
right?
when I was like baby.
Yeah. Well, what
I
was that last year? I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, I was a baby. I am this month. February. We walking into February. I don't remember anymore where we at and what the time of the day
We I
is
know,
really.
right?
I
Right?
was going for a walk for a minute with Valerie and I was like, oh no, what's the time? And I don't, usually I don't look at the watch recently or the days
Yeah, just
unless
the
I
time
have
you need to
to.
show up to the show, right?
Yeah, I go play in a few casinos around here and that's the only time kind
Yeah.
of want to say anyway, but um what did I say?
About yeah,
Oh,
about the
I'm
time.
gonna be 40.
Yeah, about the how
Yeah.
many
So I'm not a baby anymore, I'm happy to say.
well,
Finally, I'm graduating to be a woman.
I mean, as long as we're throwing our age out there, I might as well throw mine out there.
Oh, I'm not scared.
I'm gonna be 50 March 7th, coming up like real soon.
Come on.
No, I'm not even
We look
joking, not even
great.
at all. I'm blessed to have such awesome kids. They're all talented, all focused on the arts, all super smart, and that's really what I need to say about them. They are awesome, really.
That's good.
Well, thank you for getting this out of me. It seems like you changed the interview towards me.
Oh, I'm good at
Like to
that. Be
do that. I
careful.
love
Be
it.
careful. I'm a stage artist.
I know you are. You grew up just really being surrounded by arts and music, didn't you?
You could say that, yeah. I grew up at my grandma's house, which she had very simple connection to music, the radio, a really old school radio that still had like bolts in it.
Hmm.
And that was a lot of Arabic music that I've listened to every time I come to her house, hanging out there while my mom is at work. She took care of me, but I drove her nuts because I was too
Yeah.
much.
Well, I mean, I asked the question because
But
we've
musically,
I've got to get an interview with you before, and it was a lot of fun. And I was like, you know what? This time I really want to. I always enjoyed your music, and that's what I know about you is your music. So I'm like, well, maybe I could dig a little deeper and find
yeah,
out
let's dig.
a
Let's
little
dig.
bit more about Bat-Or Kalo.
Right.
Bat-Or Kalo. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to figure out. I wanted to like learn a little bit more about you. You know, I mean,
Come on, learn, man. Learn.
yeah, yeah, like that's what I was trying to figure out about your growing up and kind of where you came from.
Yeah, so
You
one
know,
side of
I
my family is a lot of more you can call it Mediterranean music, like the real kind, which
yeah.
I never got really attached to it. But rock and roll was always my blood and soul.
Yeah.
That attitude. And my father used to play a lot of rock and roll in the house. Sorry, the printing machine started working all of a sudden.
That happens. No problem.
Anyway, I'm in a house with a few people, so but
You're good. You're good.
but Yeah, so I would say rock and roll was always my thing, and I think even a little bit of bluegrass, which were in some movies that we used to watch, and me and my father, you know. But I was always attracted to Western. I mean, United States, the
Hmm.
music here, the legacy of music here, blues and rock and roll. Um, and I think that's what it is.
Did you live in New York City for a little while?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And now you live in the Midwest and you tour the Midwest a lot too, right? Or you
yeah.
used
I
to
think
before all the COVID stuff, but I mean, you was doing it.
I think in my mind I was trying to go to places where it would be challenging to go to,
Yeah. As in how?
like
Music?
Montana, for instance. Like physically, it will be harder to go to. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially when you say Montana. Heck yeah. What about your band? Is your band holding up through all this, or did it kind of work like a
Well,
lot
I
of
have a,
small
I
businesses
have
and you just had to dismantle because nothing could happen?
right. I honestly I'm having a lot of fun with this new setup I have.
Hmm.
I don't have the band that you knew.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
don't work with the same people anymore. It's not a setup anymore of kind of,
Yeah.
that kind of a family band,
Yeah, I got you.
and and it's okay. I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm working here with the guy with a few of them, but mainly with a drummer that I really love and respect. I think you might met him in the circuit. He played a lot with Chris Duarte a
Maybe.
few years ago. Yeah, maybe. But he's yeah, I'm really I always loved his playing. So his name is David Bowen. Very soulful.
Yeah, I think I do have.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think you might have, yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm playing with another foreign, which makes life a little bit more funny for me. She's from oh man, the internet is being sucked. Are you good now?
I think I'm good.
Anyway, so David Bowen is playing with me right now. When we go play casinos, David Bowen is playing, and Ray Bowen, which is they're married. The
Hmm.
bass and drums are married, which is great.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a package.
I mean,
And
if there's a marriage that could happen, the bass and drum, right?
oh, that's usually who's getting married, but yeah.
I mean, they got the synchronicity right there.
Yeah, yeah. And Greg Zink is playing keys, which I always wanted to have keys, but it never worked out. Um, but yes, the Hard Rock Casino here is taking care of us. It's really good.
So you've been able to
It's,
play at the Hard Rock Casino? Is that where you're playing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're really kind of taking care of us, and I'm really grateful for that.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Are they
Yeah.
doing that? Is that like a local musicians? They're taking care of a lot of local musicians, or
I
is
don't
it?
know what's the other deals, but I know they can choose their own thing.
Do you see much of a
And
local scene there when it comes to music?
if I see what
You see much of a local scene there when it comes to music or live bands?
at the Hard Rock?
I mean, in Oklahoma City, is that where you're at? Right?
Oh yeah, but I'm not. I'm a lot in Tulsa right now, honestly.
Oh, okay.
My recent band is from Oklahoma City. All of them are from Oklahoma City, but we go to Tulsa to play more. Um, the casinos are on that way. I mean Tulsa way,
Yeah.
and in Tulsa and Arkansas. But um, I I'm playing in another spot recently that will keep on going as long as I can. Maggie's Music Box. I start
Wow.
recently
I've
do
heard of that
that.
place. Pretty
Yeah.
famous place, right? I think it's
No,
famous,
actually
isn't it?
not. It's
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 not
just
like in
open.
movies and stuff.
Maggie's Music Box?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've heard of that
I don't know.
through a movie
Maybe.
or something. Huh.
there were always, it's that couple, Amy and Kevin. They used to own Soul City, and they coming up with good names.
Maybe that's it. It's some good
Yeah,
names.
they're
Yeah.
coming up with good names. They have like a catchy phrases.
Cool.
Uh, so I'm playing there every 2 weeks, kind
Cool.
of casually right now, like every 2 weeks, and like I'll have this, I think Wednesday, play a show there, and I'll play with different people local from
Oh, that's
Tulsa.
cool.
Yeah, and
So how does that work? Is somebody just signs up to help play with you, or they just walk on stage, or what?
no, you know how it is in the business. You getting a call.
Yeah.
You
That's
getting a
cool though.
call.
So you
I
doing
was always waiting to get a call, but I never get the call because I think I didn't pay attention that I'm the boss and I'm
see,
giving the call.
that's right. That's right. You're giving the call. That's the way it
And then I
works.
feel such an outsider.
I'm not afraid to make the call and then hear a no. I don't care. I've heard plenty of no's, but I've heard a lot of awesome yeses too, And so I
Yeah.
definitely pursue, like, I don't care. I mean, no is
Right,
just a
right.
word and I can move on to the next idea.
Right, right. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah, I know this guys, and I record with them sometimes in the studio. Just as I said before, I'm trying to work with as much people, to learn about what's here that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like
It's
doing my
almost
little world research in Tulsa in Oklahoma.
it's almost like
And
when people are talking about this whole year has kind of forced them into taking notice of some of the things that was around them the whole time that they didn't pay attention to because they were working so hard at their other goals that it slowed
right.
them down enough to like pay attention to what's around them. It sounds like you're doing that same thing right there with Tulsa, huh?
I mean, I told you we just kind of around the same pond all of
Hmm.
a sudden, and we don't tour, we don't travel, we don't chase anything else right now. We're just like right there.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of good musicians in Tulsa and Oklahoma City that usually are out and about, running to catch a plane, driving to Nashville. It's like,
Mm,
trying to get their life going constantly.
for sure.
Uh, there's not a lot of industry here, obviously, but, you know, musicians were always had that bug of driving and flying and just keep on moving.
Do you feel like with the way that things has happened this year with COVID and everything, and we're moving a lot more to online and doing things online? Do you feel like there's a new avenue that maybe opened up for artists that people are paying attention to?
I'm honestly, I'm a little tired of it. I feel like
Yeah,
it's like making live love with two condoms.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You 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 miss the live gigs, don't you? Got you. I mean, that's your thing,
um,
right?
in a way, I was kind of actually getting burned out from the live gigs that I used to go and do recently. Before all this started, it's a little exhausting because usually it's always like nobody pays, right? You know, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear
Yeah,
you.
and it was getting to a place where I I was getting really tired, and everybody got really exhausted. And it's okay, this is a material get exhausted here on
Yes,
Earth,
exactly.
and yeah, and I think it's a purpose, and I don't know, I don't know. I thought maybe I should change my title to a doctor or something. But it did not happen. And then COVID hit, and it was fun for the first 2 months, just sit down a minute
Yeah, yeah,
and not. And my brain wanted to go places like, okay, maybe we're going to make a phone call to this and that and this. And what am I doing now?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it was like that, shut up. It's like, shh, you can't go anywhere. Just shut up. And so,
But
you sit
you're,
down and you sit down and you cook and you talk to your friends on, FaceTime in Israel. And I
yeah,
talk to Valerie here and blah blah and all that jazz. And And I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna go to the studio. And first I would go by myself. Nobody comes in, nobody goes out, and so I did a few tracks that I'm gonna release with with a drum machine. And I'm gonna release them
Nice.
like this. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And so there's all that happened, but then all of a sudden people start like coming out of their holes. It's like, wait a minute, we're in America. Well, they don't shut us down again.
Yeah, right.
And so, we just started to mess around more and more in the studio, uh, doing stuff. So I I kind of left that avenue of being every morning on live stream, and I
Yeah.
got a little mad on Facebook. There's a lot. I get angry really quick, Alex. I think I consider myself in that time of life that I'm angry woman with a heart full with love, actually.
Is
So I'm
that your
happy for
next
that.
song?
Maybe we'll see. It's coming. But I am, I'm getting angry. It's easy to
Well,
get
you know
angry
what?
these
Yeah,
days.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's not that hard to get angry about some of the things that's going on in your life, in everybody's life, really. And that's, I mean, that's part of this whole game that we're in when it comes to the arts. And it's frustrating that, most of the time you can work hard and get to where you want to be. And right now it's not about working hard. Like, and that's weird to a lot of us who have been doing this for a long time. Like, it's not really about me being able to work hard and go do my work, because that I can't do. So yeah, it gets frustrating, but I think in the long run, and I hope in the long run, that we'll take these lessons and they'll make a better us, way better than the artists that came before us. You look at some of the hardest times in artist worlds and artist lives, and some of the best music, some of the best visual art, some of the best statues come from these times. So
Did
these,
you just call us sadistics, all the artists?
I mean, we don't have to. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if it's a good time or a bad time in our world. We're going to
I
find
I
a
agree.
way
I
to
agree with you.
translate it into art and to
Yes.
our own art, and so I hope that that's what is the biggest outcome from this year, this time that we're in right now, is that we're gonna come out greater and better artists and have some really, you know, some stories to tell from our art and our lives.
I totally agree with you. And I have no doubt, people try to sell a lot of spirituality online, and I think that's what kind of makes me shut up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
make me kind of feel like this. And we do need always the push and pull in life. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about crazy things, awful things sometimes, and like what happened right now. But I know on the other side of it, like there are people that suffering more than we are, talking about income and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean, there's so much sadness flowing out right now, and I don't think it was a way before, that pandemic. But I think
Yeah.
that war, I don't call it a pandemic; it's a war to me, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was always there. And I think every once in a while, evil just rise up and emphasize a lot of the evil that have been done,
Yeah, no doubt.
and it's freaking sad, when people from upper levels don't care that families will lose their homes, their four sacred walls,
Yeah.
and it's just like, all this for money and power. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. Fuck you. I'll show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
But
I
we
hear
do what
you.
all we can do. And sometimes I feel, when you catch a kid and by his head and he try to punch you like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's
Swinging
like,
at you while you're
you
holding his
think,
head. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you think you're strong, huh, aren't you? And you're catching them like this. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just punching in the air. It's like it's not gonna help. But you're right. It's important we keep creating. We keep doing what we should do, because I think this is what I've been put here, to keep perspective, bitches. We
Yeah.
keep perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. A kid doesn't stay the same size forever. That reach begins to start. reaching. And so, if we keep going, our reach will get bigger. We'll be able to reach what we need to do. And yeah, push any
Yeah.
roadblocks out of our way for real. And I hope that's what the outcome is. I really do. And I mean, I think about a lot of the kids that are growing up right now and kind of seeing a lot of things that they were hoping would happen when they turned 16 or when they turned 20, 21. That's not happening. And I think about how they're actually going to create a new way for you to turn 16 or for you to turn 21. And so our world is going to constantly change. And I hope that, performing artists, entertainment, visual arts, I hope we all pay attention to what's really going on. It's not so much about what's happening in our world. It's a lot about what's happening in our youth's world right now. And so I hope that we could be inspiration to them. And some kids got her little guitar and she's watching Kalo and going, I want to be like Kalo. And Kalo
Oh my God.
succeeds. And so she feels
No,
like she can too. Because that's what
don't be like Kalo.
that's what you're, I mean, you're a big influence on the music world. And, I appreciate that.
Really, you think so? That's good.
Oh,
That's good. Thank you for the compliment, man. I appreciate it.
no, you really you got your style. I'm telling you. If nobody else has told you that before, then you heard it here first.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do got my style. He got me in trouble so many times, but yes,
Oh,
I get
my
it.
style's never got me in trouble. It's got me in trouble a lot too, but now I have a
I
radio
know.
show. No. And so, that's what happens whenever you get in enough trouble, they give you a radio show.
Right. Hey,
Or a
I know you love
microphone
to. I
or
know. I know you
stage.
love to paint tits. So there are no tits on the radio.
No, yep, no, I can't do that one. I don't even know what to say to that. You got me on that one. Like,
I've been watching
you
you.
left Alexander
Hey, I've
without
been
being a
watching you.
word.
It's good. Listen, I mean, if people want to ignore their sexuality, it's their freaking problem, not mine.
I
But
mean,
it's
art
out
is,
there, and passion is freaking important.
yeah. I mean, you could paint a picture in lyrics, and does that have any other difference than actually seeing it on the canvas? You know,
Yeah.
there's there's so much worse on TV, even in the commercials than my art most of the time. I mean,
Yeah.
more suggestive anyways. I might actually paint the nipples, but they might cross them out or like cover them up. But there's so much
What?
more suggestive stuff going on there that it doesn't matter that they're covered up.
Hey, I get it. I get it, but it's their problem to try to keep certain level of, like it's not educational. But I remember the first three art lessons that I had really brave teacher in school. And, you see the times and how women used to look in the painting through times. And it's so amazing.
Yeah,
We were not always so skinny and sick looking,
yeah.
or whatever it is, in certain, it's really important. I mean, history, the nipples you paint are really important for history, Alex.
I appreciate that. I mean, they do make a point.
They do. They sure do. And that's the
Well,
point, everything counts. Everything everything is part of this amazing
yeah,
symphony, whether I like it or whether I freaking hate it sometimes. It's it's what it is. I don't know what you believe in, but I do believe that there is a place not on earth that I go after I'm done here.
yeah,
And
I
it
do
will be a
too.
different story, but I'm sure it will be perfect because here it's about my flaws. It's not about how perfect I am.
No, it's not.
So keep
You're right.
keep painting nipples.
Yes, make a point. See how
Maybe you
you
should
did
print.
that?
I was just thinking maybe you should print a Kalo. Maybe I should put one of your women's on one of my singles. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be cool, but I'd have to like it'd be a new design. It'd be
You want to
something
do a new
completely
design?
a new one that you wouldn't you haven't seen before. I have to just like come up with it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to
Okay,
put some
but
direction in it.
nipples. We need nipples.
But nothing I have already painted. It'd be totally new, like nobody would seen it before.
Well, when the song will be ready, I'll send it to you and see what you feel about it.
Uh, that's awesome. I love it. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. There are no tits. You know, there's a song, you know, Caesar Sisters?
No, I don't.
Okay, so there's a song called There Are No Tits on the Radio. I did not invent that. And it's by Caesar Sisters.
I'll have to put that in.
I'll I'll
Insert that
I'll
into
send
their
you I'll send you
interview.
a YouTube of that.
All right, do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Well, is there anything
So
else we want to talk about?
what's the next question? Come on, maybe I should ask you.
Oh, you want to do?
But
Okay, let's do this.
I know it's about me. I know it's all about me, 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 me. Um,
Well, this is only my second radio show, so this will help the listeners learn about me. So go for it. Let's do it. Ask me.
uh, wait a minute, Alex. So how this has affected you, all this pandemic?
Well, I used to have live events. I'd have poetry, I'd have music, I'd have open mic nights, and we'd have our first Friday art walk where people would come through every month. We don't have none of that right now, so it's been huge. Like it's pretty much shut us down from what we're doing. We've had some really awesome people that support the arts in Topeka and come by and buy paintings and help support the
Right.
artist. That really does help support the artist. And I don't make money off of the gallery, doesn't make money off of our artists here. Our collective takes home 100%. They just pay a membership, and as long as they're happy and selling stuff, then they pay their membership. So I'm happy for them, and so that's been able to help keep us going. Is that we have we're not just depending on those kind of things like sales. We're dependent on our artists and trying to keep artists going, and trying to connect them to resources so that they could continue to create art and live. Be able to have
Yeah.
food on their table. So it's kind of
Yeah.
changed some of the mission in a way, but it's always been a mission of Two Wolves to do the same thing. But we have less of a opportunity to bring in new people,
Yeah.
But I've also found opportunity in all this chaos. I feel like I've got a lot of paintings, a lot of commission pieces where people hire me to paint, and I think that people are starting to pay attention to their backgrounds. Like here,
Isn't that
people
funny?
people
Yeah.
like to pay attention to their backgrounds nowadays. They
Yeah.
look at their video, they're like, oh man, I wish I had something better in my background. So, I think that people started buying more art because of that. And so that was
Good.
I
It's
found
because, I think it's like the sitting down. That's what's like, wait a minute.
yeah.
It's almost like
Slow
kind
it
of
down.
yeah, it's a meditation process a little
Uh-huh.
bit.
Yeah, most of the time, people come home, they get off work, come home, change, and leave. And maybe if they had a party, then that's whenever you wish you had some great art on the wall to have a great conversation about. I think
Yeah.
that's fun parts. But yeah, I think we kind of got back to people really slowing down and paying attention to the arts too, and the value of the art. So I don't think art will ever die. I think we're going through some hard times for sure. But hopefully these hard
Yeah.
times will also make a stronger foundation for us.
I think so too. We're all gonna come up stronger.
Yeah.
And you know, I think as we born as artists, I don't know if everybody think that way, but we want to change the world for the better.
Yeah.
That's our first reaction to the universe. It's like, I'm gonna fix it all. I remember, I remember that feeling when I was like probably 6, 7. Nothing, nobody have to suffer.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but you know, and then we discover we can't play a God, so it becomes more interesting for us. And I think this perspective are important. So thank you, Alex, for helping
Thank
me
you,
reflect
Kalo.
today a
Thank
little
you,
bit
Bat-Or.
better.
I appreciate it. I
Yes.
appreciate the conversation. I really do. I appreciate your time. Hope we could talk soon and get to
Get
talk about
the
some awesome
nipples.
things that's been happening,
Yeah,
That's the
talk to me
goal.
again,
Yes,
whatever.
and talk about the album cover of Nipples. Yes, I'll definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that
yeah.
too.
We want to do that for sure. Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what I like to do at the end of our show? I like to play a song from the artist that I'm talking to. So, what's one of your favorite songs you've done?
uh, Calling All Dreamers.
Calling All Dreamers. Yeah, I heard that one earlier today, actually.
I mean, some people tell me that I made it too dreamy, and I'm like, that's the point. I just wanted you to sink in and go into a world of, slow waves and, sway
Yeah,
a little bit and
yeah.
travel the universe in your imagination. Nothing
It,
too fast, nothing ambition, just
nice.
glide. So calling all dreamers, yes.
Calling All Dreamers. Sounds
Yeah.
awesome. And it sounds like you actually, whenever you described your song, you were like, Kalo, very just going with the vibe, just like not too crazy, not too mellow, but just perfect.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
Once
Going
again,
with the muses. Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you a lot. And keep strong and and
We're gonna
that's
do
it.
that. We're gonna do that.
Yes.
And
And
hopefully
let's
we'll be
talk later.
back at
Yeah.
it
Sure.
and we'll get to see
Yeah.
each other in person again.
Come on. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right, cool. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so
Okay.
much again. And I'm gonna
Here's
hit.
a virtual hug.
Whoo, yeah. That was good spirits there. Good spirits.
All righty.
All right. Thank you.
Enjoy. We'll talk later. Let me
All right.
know. Send me a
Yep.
link.
I will. Totally.
Bye.
Bye.